Players get dominated by these hackers cheating in Battlefield 6.
And deplete their forces.
Tracking a hostile tank in the AO.
Battlefield 6 has been off to a very strong start, but if you haven't seen this, well, this is very fresh. Cheaters in Battlefield 6 have already become rampant, and it is becoming an issue. Why? Because in such games, even if you have a single cheater, it basically destroys the entire purpose of the match. And we are basically running Battlefield 6 on an honor system. We're running it, we're keeping the safe boot on. In Call of Duty, we're gaming the TPM on, and it seems like it isn't enough. It is a very disappointing factor I'm seeing right now. And this TPM is supposed to keep us safe, and the only safe factor is that Battlefield is $70, so if a cheater gets caught, that's it. It's over for him, right? He gets banned. Even Call of Duty made a big announcement, hey, we got rid of cheaters, but this is only the detected cheaters, right, at this point. So I'm having a big concern here, because Battlefield 6 Battle Royale is coming up, and Warzone has already set in stone, even though it has way more players, they have a big problem, hackers. And, with Battlefield 6 being free to play Battle Royale, to attract new players, who's going to stop the cheaters? As soon as the cheaters, get banned, they could just use a new computer. They could use a different IP. They could change that. Now, with SafeBoot, if you guys didn't know what SafeBoot basically does, if you get banned, the cheater has to reset his motherboard. That's the big thing. But I'm sure some of these cheaters will find a solution or some sort of a workaround for this. Call of Duty is going to have the same issue where there was really a ton of hackers that, Activision had to respond and say, hey, we're banning most of the hackers. We ban everyone, and it's one of the best out there, of course, since they improved the anti-cheat system. But if you look at Warzone, it's obviously not resolved, right?
Multiplayer release that has released and had 0 cheaters. In fact, cheaters are so prevalent that they are literally coming within minutes of betas being out. It was less than 2 hours into the Call of Duty beta, and there was already massive amounts of cheaters inside of that game running around doing crazy shit. Now, here we are, less than 24 hours after the launch of Battlefield 6, and we're back in the same exact problem. There's cheaters everywhere. Anti-cheat should be able to pick up on somebody doing this.
Yes, Battlefield is actually taking first steps to ban these cheaters, but I feel like more precautions would deem necessary, especially auto bans. So what I'm talking about, if you see a tank player absolutely destroying you and killing and having 90 kills, and that wouldn't be possible at all, couldn't we have some sort of an auto ban at that point? Because that would be definitely amazing. But yeah, obviously it's a way bigger problem, and I'm making this video both for Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty. This is where we need to stand together. It only takes one cheater to really ruin a match. While cheaters are being detected left and right, both in Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty Black Ops 7, a lot of these cheaters are running underground, and never getting caught at this point. And we're really at this point where we added so many preventative measures such as TPM and SafeBoot, enabling that, going through a hard process where a lot of people are scared that their computers will be bricked. And then we see a bunch of cheaters still in the game is really disappointing in my opinion.
The difference is that PC cheaters are very blatant and obvious, like you saw in the intro clip and the clips that are playing right now on screen. And Cronus users hide and run around like cockroaches pretending they're good at the video game when everybody can blatantly see that you are using one.
This is something that actually Battlefield 6 developer responded in a single day and banned all Chronos Zen cheaters, which is a great step forward. Obviously, it's way harder to ban the other cheaters. It is making a lot of sense in that regard.
Tank. This is why the Battlefield community fought so hard to get a server browser and custom server servers back in Battlefield 2042, because at the end of the day, what's going to end up happening is the EA proper servers are going to be completely and overrun by hackers and cheaters and Cronus users, and then everybody's going to move into the custom servers where they can have actual moderation, and people like this tank guy will immediately be banned. I know this to be true because I used to play a shit ton of Battlefield 4, and people would join the servers and they'd be cheating and they'd be removed immediately because the communities that make the servers genuinely want the servers to be better. It's just sickening that we're less than...
Fully agree with that. Couldn't we get like some interns to ban these cheaters and, you know, spectate matches? What I would like to see is sort of like a Overwatch system, but in a live version. So you would basically have people clock in day and night, and that would be an absolutely amazing thing, since, you know, it wouldn't cost that much, at least for the first 2 or 3 months. I know Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 now have a huge problem with cheaters. I had to leave every third game because they, you know, completely forgot about the anti-cheat, forgot about the game, and, you know, cheaters were obviously dominating and they just wouldn't get banned. And I'm really worried that this same scenario will happen for Battlefield 6 at this point. So it will be impossible to just control them. So wouldn't it be nice if we actually had some sort of an Overwatch system where interns would clock in and, you know, actively monitor and spectate these games as admins? That would be definitely something that the community would appreciate, and it wouldn't be as expensive, because this is the same scenario why a lot of these games have died. You know, for example, Warzone probably lost a big player count where there was cheaters no matter what the company did. You know, Raven, it was called. The only thing that can really stop cheaters at this point is the same amount of pressure that Fortnite does. For example, whenever a cheater was caught in Fortnite, he was fully becoming the scapegoat and being sued, while in Call of Duty, you just get banned and make a new account for $30. In Battlefield, same story. You can now make Xbox Game Pass, make a new account, and that's it, or even play for free. And I find this very frustrating. I don't want these games to go away, and I hope the community remains. I will make another video on this, so subscribe for more content and smash that like button, guys.